Hey, so can AI make a good beer brew? We're gonna find out. I asked AI to help me with redesigning my brew room. I wanted a little bit more Northern Ontario wood style, rustic, and you know what? I'm actually really impressed on what it asked me to do and how to redesign it. So I'm like, what better way to start my first brew in it as a full AI brew? So I typed into it what I wanted, and we're gonna do it their way. So what I asked for is, I got to write it down. I can't remember all this. I asked for a European style pseudo lager with a Canadian kick to it. I need it to be low in IBU. I'm not a big on super uh, super beers that are really bitter. Not really my thing. But I want a nice northern woods kind of aroma to it, especially when your first sip there. It has to be, again, low IBU and make it dry. I did put in there that it's no chill, and I'm using a hop spider. The no chill is because being in Northern Ontario, a little bit remote, I live on the lake and I don't have a lot of water to waste, we'll call it, even though I have a giant lake behind me. I still a little bit harder in the winter, especially when it's minus 30 out there. So I typed more or less what I was looking for on the AI, and this is what it came up with. It, I, I think this is going to work good. A couple new things which I've never done, so it's going to be interesting. So our grain bill, I will add it to the top there so you can see it. 9 pounds of pilsner, 1 pound of carapils, 1 pound of flaked rice to help with the dryness. We're going to use fermentus W3470 yeast. Use that lots of times. And hop wise, we're going to do halleratua hops as well as wakatu hops. I've never used that before. Hopefully, I pronounced it right. We're going to do a 1 hour mash at 149 degrees with a 10-minute 170-degree mash out. Then we'll do a 13 to 15 liter sparge, a 1 hour boil with a 15-minute Warlock tablet in it. Our hop schedule, we're going to do half an ounce of halleratua at 60 minutes, the other half at halleratua at 10 minutes, and then we'll add our Warlock as well. We're going to dry hop 1 ounce of wakatu. I've never dry hopped before, so that'll be interesting. So we'll see how that goes, because again, I don't want to add a lot of bitterness to it. We will no chill for about 3 hours outside. I'll shake it a few times, and I find that it will cool down to pitching temperature in about 3 to 4 hours when it's like minus 25, minus 30 out. We're going to ferment for a full 2 weeks at 60 degrees Fahrenheit. This is where the pseudo lager part comes in. I have done it before. Never had any issue with fermenting in the higher range of temperatures. I find it gets rid of a lot of the off flavors. And the no chill, I've never had a infection before, as long as it's done right. I'll show you that as we go along. So we're heating up the water in both the sparge water as well as the new Weaver machine. I've never used it before, so it's a learning experience. I think it's going to do a little bit better. I have added it. I have been brewing a bag for a while, but I have a lot of trouble with keeping a constant temperature. So I'm gonna try this machine how it is. I went with the Weaver machine because it's about half the price, and I honestly think they're the same machines. They just brand them differently. So let's see how this AI brew does. Okay, we are at 153 degrees. That's going to be our strike temperature. So it's time. Add our malt. Well, with these, don't forget the top cap, so it keeps the your grain out of the pump. We're going to try not to make a mess here. I usually dump about half in, and then I'll mash it around a little bit. That way I don't get any dough balls. It's not a very large grain bill anyways, so I put about my mash, I put about 15 liters of water in. I usually like an extra liter or two. I just find I just like it a little bit, tiny bit more watery for the mash than not a soup, but than a clump of porridge, you know. Never seems like it's going to mix properly, but it does. While she's mixing up a bit, I am going to turn the temp down to its temperature of 149. Okay, set for 149. I'm going to mash this up a bit. It's not very exciting, so I'll be back. So we're about 15 minutes in the mash now. I did notice that if you have the pump running too fast, it gets too much water on the top, and the pump will actually run dry. So you really have to control your flow, or else the pump will run dry, and then it starts making noise. So I've got a pretty constant flow here. I did have the top mesh screen on, but I wasn't really noticing much difference with it. I wasn't catching little bits. I'll probably put it on anyways, and I'll just listen for the pump. But we're still got about 45 minutes to go. So we have done a 1 hour mash at 149 degrees. So we're going to do a mash out. We will adjust this, pause it, set the temperature. We're going to do temp. We'll set this to 170 degrees, and we'll do a mash out for 10 minutes. And then we will do our sparge. So we've done our 170 degree mash out. We are now going to do our sparge, and we'll get this draining. It is a little heavy. Get that draining a bit. I have my sparge water at 170 degrees as well. We'll let this drain for a minute. While it's doing that, I'm going to pump the temperature up to boil. Stop that. Temperature. Manual. We can get this boiling while I'm sparging here. We'll set it to 212. That'll get it full power. And we're going to pump about probably about 12 liters through this. What I'll do is I'll probably put 12 liters through it, and I'll see what my level is at. I want about a 21 to 22 liters for my boil. Probably the 22 range, to be honest with you. So we'll sparge it a little bit, and we'll get the boil going, and then we'll start adding our hops. So we are at our boil, and I'm going to add my about a half an ounce of the halleratua hops. Now, one little tip I want to give, I didn't really see a installation jacket for the beaver system, but all you can do is hit the dollar store and get one of those windshield covers for your car for the summer to keep the heat out, and just cut it and modify. I think this thing cost me about $3, and definitely helps with the temperature keeping, and it also helps to bring the boil a bit faster. I did do the hot break already happened. Oop, got a little bit of steam there. And I did add the anti-foam agents. That way I didn't get a boil over. Haven't had one yet. I hope I never do. I'll do about a half an ounce. Like I said, I'm not big into bitter beers. We'll let that go for about 40 minutes, and then we'll do our other addition. See you in a little bit. So we're at the last 10 minutes of boil. I'm going to add our last half ounce of the halleratua hops. Now I did a little oops on my first hop addition. I totally forgot to put hop spider in. I don't know if any of you are cursed like I am, but every time I do a brew, I always forget one thing or miss one step. But not a real biggie. But this one, the final step's going on the hop spider. That's in. One more flock tablet going in, and then I also add a teaspoon of yeast nutrient. Help with the yeast. So we'll let that go another 10 minutes, and then we're going to do a 10-minute whirlpool, and that should cool it down to probably about the 180, 185 range, and then we're going to put it into, right now I have it in sanitizer, and this is what we'll be doing our no chilling. So this will be, I'll put this outside for probably for about 3-4 hours. That should knock it down to about 60 degrees. I'll keep my eye on it, and then she'll be hopefully fermenting tonight. The wort's been transferred into the fermenter. Yeast has been pitched, proper temperature, and nice and foam. Somewhere in there, you can just see it. I got the wrapped pill as well. I really like that. That's great for keeping track, and it actually does really good for going through the stainless steel. And I've never had an issue with losing the signal completely. It's not the strongest going through the stainless steel, but it works great. So we will see in 2 weeks. Hey, okay, so it's been 2 weeks. It has been fermenting at about anywhere between the 59 to 60 degree mark. I did do a temperature raise of about 64 for a few days just to do a little bit of diacetyl rest. And it is transfer day. We will be transferring into our new 20-liter Kegland Oxivar PET container. Now, I did have to do, I love this thing, but this is the first time using it, and I did have to do a modification to it because the new Nukatab Mini was hitting this bar because it's a really rigid bar. So I had to do a little bit of a modification, which included cutting this one piece off. Not really a biggie, but then now it fits perfectly. And this is really rigid, and I did some testing as for this is really thick, strong plastic. So if you have to modify this to make one of your taps work, it's not going to be an issue. So it's going to be good. So we're going to transfer it today, and we'll put it in. I'll probably lager it for about 2 weeks while carbonating, and kind of a little mix of both. And well, we'll see how it is. I'm not gonna video it. It's a little bit boring doing a transfer. It's here to here. That's it. Not exciting. But I'll see you in a few weeks, and we'll do a taste test. Hey, our AI brew is finally done. Wow, that's a good looking beer. Nice head, Clarity is still a little tiny bit cloudy. I got some chill haze on there, but it's almost there. Another 2 weeks of lagering, it's going to be great. Smell wise, it smells amazing. Just the right amount of hop smell. Taste wise, wow, that's tasty. That's good. Right amount of bitterness, not overly bitterness. I'm not big on bitter brews, but it is perfect. It actually turned out exactly how I wanted it. Turned out 5.3%, but it doesn't taste like a 5.3% beer. It honestly tastes like a 4%. It's really weird. It's probably because of the dryness, maybe. Starting gravity was 1.042. Finishing was 1.002. So it is nice and dry. But can I brew a beer? Design it? 100%. I would recommend using AI towards your brews. I will use them to fine tweak my future brews. So very, very recommended to use AI with your brews. Good job, AI. So we got some more videos coming up soon. I hope you join us. Being in the Northern Ontario woods, I like to incorporate that into my brews. We have a nice spruce tip ale coming up. We're going to head into my 1,000,000-acre backyard, and we're going to go find some black spruce, some white spruce, and we're going to take the tips off in the spring, and we're going to make a nice spruce tip ale. So that's going to be great. I hope you join us for that one. I'd like to know your comments on your using AI. If you've used any, make sure you drop them below. I'd love to see them. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I hope to talk to you soon. See you on the next video. Cheers.